Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Friday. Since it's Friday, that means it's time for yet another weekly beauty chit chat. This is the video that goes up most Fridays here on my channel, where I just share all the fun, frivolous, completely unnecessary beauty products that I was personally loving or obsessing about over the course of the past week. And as always, I have a fun little lineup of things here in my bucket to share with you. I'll go ahead and list and link everything that I'm mentioning in the description box right below this video if you'd like to know where to purchase, read up other people's reviews, look at ingredient decks. Feel free to check out the description box. She's usually a plethora of information. Anyway, did you guys have a good week? Did you have a good 4th of July? I'm actually filming this on 4th of July. Craig and Stella are actually away on vacation right now. They are up in Canada in the Thousand Islands. Craig grew up going there pretty much his entire life. His family owns some property up there. So pretty much any year that he can take Stella up there, he does. I go periodically, I don't go every single year, and I decided to go ahead and skip this year. I actually have some doctor's appointments coming up over the next couple of weeks, so those are the things that I'm tackling, all the boring stuff. But honestly, it's a little bit easier for me to get that stuff done while Stella is gone. So I just opted to stay home, taking some time off of work, and I'm just decompressing, hanging out with the dogs. We're just having a nice quiet little holiday here, and it's been nice. Although the second that I dropped the two of them off at the airport, of course I was like, oh, I miss them. It's nice to have a mom break. I really enjoy being a mom, but I also think it's important to, you know, take a little bit of time for yourself every now and then. But I do always just end up missing Stella as soon as she leaves. So, but yeah, they'll be back soon enough. And I'm just excited that she gets to experience these things. These are not things that I was able to do when I was growing up. My family did not really have the money to go on like family vacations for the most part. So, you know, we're never able to do stuff like this, and it's really nice to be able to offer this to my kid. And I see how much fun she has. Like, she's a total like outdoors kind of girly still. You know, she goes up there, she catches frogs, she swims. Like, Stella loves swimming, which is if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know, is polar opposite for me. I have a massive fear of water. I never learned how to swim. But I did make sure to enroll Stella in swimming classes when she was, I think, like a year and a half old. So this girl learned how to swim like at the very beginning of her life, and she's a super strong swimmer, so that makes me happy. Anyway, you guys, let's get into these favorites here. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the usual, which is Perfume. So I've got two this week. So here we have the 7 Virtues Amber Vanilla. This is such a lovely fragrance. It kind of reminds me, it's in the same family as their Vanilla Woods, which again is one of my holy grails. I love the 7 Virtues perfumes. Not only do I think the fragrances are really beautiful and sophisticated, but they have such great projection and lasting power. Just a great formulation. I would say that this is actually the first one that I've experienced where it's not quite as potent as a lot of the other fragrances are. So, but it's still a lovely soft fragrance. It's actually perfect for days where, you know, like, I want to smell pretty, I want to smell sophisticated, but I also don't want something that's super overpowering. This fragrance is perfect for that. And since it's been so hot out, it's about to get real hot here in Oregon over the weekend. This is one thing that I've definitely gravitated towards because it's just, it's a little easier on the nose. Now, this one here, this is the House of Oud Bon Bon Pop. I recently reviewed this earlier this week here on my channel. This was a gift from an amazing friend, and it was super, super generous. This is a gorgeous perfume bottle. If you missed the review, I'll link it down below, but isn't this stunning? It's like a work of art. This is one of those bottles that will absolutely remain in my perfume collection long after I finish it. And honestly, it'll be a repurchase. It's quite a spendy perfume. I mean, this was like an incredibly generous gift, but I've never really, like, I've heard of the House of Oud, but I wasn't like super familiar with them. And when I saw this, I got super excited. You guys, this Bon Bon Pop, I believe this is from their, I think it's called the Crazy Collection. Go check out the House of Oud website. You can actually find their products at a few different retailers, but they obviously also have their own website. These bottles are just stunning. The design on this top part here where the perfume is actually contained, they all vary from collection to collection, and they're so beautiful. There's a couple of other scents that I'm kind of interested in as well. Now, if you want to like check this fragrance out prior to committing, because like I said, it's a little bit of a commitment. There is like different companies where you can get samples of this. Scent Split, I think, is probably one of the more well-known. So if you just want to be able to try this prior to committing, that's a great way to try it. But this, you guys, if you love sweet, beautiful gourmands, this is worth checking out. It's kind of an interesting take on a gourmand. However, go check out my video if you missed it. This is lovely, and I will treasure this bottle forever. It's just a really lovely gift, and it means the world to me. So those are the 2 perfume picks from this past week. All right, sorry about that little interruption there. That was actually just Stella telling me that she's having a great day, so it makes my mama heart happy. Anyway, you guys, listen, it is starting to really get hot in this room. I've mentioned this before, but this particular room is in the back part of the house, and I really feel like the air conditioner has trouble keeping up with cooling this part here. So I am starting to sweat like nobody's business. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get through the rest of these faves pretty efficiently here, so let's get into it. Okay, I'm mentioning this again because I really do love it. Listen, I have probably 2 to 4 body washes in my shower at any given time. Again, I personally crave variety. I realize that that's probably not a normal habit for most people, but this particular week, I was really reaching for this Kopari Guava Hydrating Body Wash. This is so refreshing. Like I said, the temps are really heating up here in Oregon, and I'm kind of favoring things in the shower that are a little bit more fruity smelling right now. This fits the bill. But what's actually really great about this body wash, besides the fragrance, which I actually don't think is super overpowering, by the way, but the fact that this particular body wash is so hydrating, it will not dry your skin out, but it creates a nice little lather. I really like this one for shaving my legs. I don't actually purchase like specific shaving products to use on my legs or my underarms. I just use whatever body wash I happen to be using that day. I build up a little bit of a lather, and then I go to town with my razor on the body wash there. But this one here is fabulous, not only for shaving my legs, but it also just leaves my skin feeling clean without feeling like it's stripped or overly dry. As someone who deals with eczema on a pretty regular basis, I definitely make sure that the products that I use in the shower are not drying in any kind of way to my skin. That can make my eczema flare up. Now, in fairness, I don't use this scented one on my upper arms, which is usually where my eczema tends to pop up the most frequently. I do have an unscented boring body wash that I use for just like this specific area here. But for the most part, everywhere else on my body, we're getting some fragrance. If I can get fragrance in somewhere, I will. I do realize not everybody's like that, but I'm a big fragrance girl. It just makes me happy. So, all right, let's talk about a hairspray. Now, this is not a super hold hairspray at all. If that's what you're looking for, you're gonna be disappointed in this. This is the Pacifica Big Waves Soft Hold and Volume Hairspray. So this, by the way, also smells like $1,000,000. The fragrance here is coconut, sea salt, and vanilla. And what I really like about this particular hairspray is that, one, it has a really nice fine mist to it. So I'll just kind of show you. Do you see that nice fine mist? Oh, ooh, and it just smells so good. It smells like a coconut treat. It's so delicious. But what I like to use this for is just to add a little bit more texture and oomph to my hair. It definitely helps to build the body a little bit. It doesn't leave my hair feeling crunchy or dry. My hair still moves very easily. It's just a really great, like, everyday low hold type of hairspray. So if you need something like that, I would definitely suggest checking this out. I mean, it's quite a strong scent on this one, so you definitely want to make sure that you like the fragrance. But honestly, it doesn't last super long. Like, when I smell my hair, you know, 10-15 minutes after applying this, like, it doesn't really linger a whole lot. So definitely, you know, if you're worried about that, it's not gonna like completely overpower you. It fades pretty quickly, but when you're applying it, it definitely makes the experience a little bit more enjoyable. So, but great everyday hairspray to just build a little bit extra texture and volume in fine, thin hair. All right, let's do some makeup and then we'll talk about a couple of skincare items. Okay, my makeup picks for this week. For the lips, I was sporting mostly this. This is the City Lips Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade South Peach. This is one of their newer shades. This is what I have on my lips today. Isn't it pretty? It's the softest peach. Now, if you have never tried these City Lips lip glosses, let me just tell you, they are a much thicker formulation. Some people do not like the texture of these. If you don't like a thicker lip gloss, this is not going to be enjoyable for you. But I love this because it stays put for so long. This is definitely one of my longest lasting lip glosses. I really also like their applicator. It's just very, very precise. And you get the nicest shine and glow to your lips. And this South Peach shade is the perfect corally peachy shade for summertime. There's actually a new one that I have coming my way. I think it's called Watermelon Slice or Watermelon, maybe it's just watermelon, but somewhat similar to this. I'm really excited to try that one out. So if you're in the market for a new gloss, that's, you know, that definitely sticks around. This I think is absolutely worth checking out. Okay. Natasha Denona Glam Palette. This week I actually tried to film a easy 3 shadow tutorial from this palette, but for whatever reason, the words, when I was trying to explain what I was doing, they were just not coming out that day. You ever just have those days where you're like, I'm having a major brain fart, nothing is coming out the way that I want it to? Yeah, that was me when I was trying to film that video. So I need to take another stab at that one. I might try to do it this weekend since I have some time on my hands. But this glam palette is so wonderful. If you have this already in your collection, get it out and then maybe follow along for the tutorial. This has a lot of wonderful, more like neutral shades in it. I don't think it leans too cool, but it's also not like a super warm palette. I think this one's really unique in her eyeshadow collection. I think it's definitely worth picking up. You can do a lot of really great looks with this one. And in terms of, you know, like the color payoff, the blendability, like it's all there with the Natasha Denona formula. This is one of my favorite formulations besides, I would say, like Viseart when it comes to eyeshadows. So good. So I promise I will try to film or refilm that video at some point this weekend, and I'll try to get it out to you guys next week. But I do love this palette. I would definitely recommend it. In terms of blush, I have been, once again, digging the peach. By the way, these two together are absolute perfection. I've got both on today. So this is my blush. This is the Hourglass blush in Dim Infusion. This is definitely for those of you that have maybe a medium skin tone or below. If you have a slightly deeper complexion, try the, what's it called? The Incandescent Electra. Yes, Incandescent Electra. So that's in the middle here. Mine actually has quite a bit of like the highlighter veining running throughout it, but yeah, that's one of the things that I actually love about these Hourglass blushes is that they do have their highlighter formulation essentially running through the blush. So it gives you the most beautiful glow. It's never glittery. It doesn't look like a disco ball. Like, it's very pore friendly, if you will. It does not accentuate your pores. But yeah, either this Incandescent Electra or the Dim Infusion, depending on your skin tone. So worth a try. I love the Hourglass formulations. They are a little bit more expensive, but you know what? I don't know. I think it's worth splurging on certain things, and these have always been worth the splurge for me, and I will not give them up. They're lovely. And I have made quite the dent in this one here. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe by next summer I actually hit pan, which again, if you own any of these Hourglass blushes, you know it takes forever to hit pan. So, but I think I might actually do it next summer. I'm excited. I will instantly repurchase that. Let's talk about a few skincare items here really quickly. First of all, because we are now in the warm weather season, I am starting to use my clay masks a little bit more frequently. Now, by a little bit more frequently, I mean that I use them maybe once or twice a month. I am very gentle with my oily skin. I have learned over the years that if I use these clay masks too often, or if I leave them on for too long, it really aggravates my oil glands and causes them to want to overproduce oil. And I have just gotten my skin to a place where it's not really doing that as much anymore, and it just makes me so friggin' happy. But I do think every now and then a nice kind of clay-based mask is really good to use on an oily skin type. So this week I dug out my Murad pore extractor pomegranate mask, this cube pie right here. Now I've had this for a little while. I don't even know if Murad still makes this product, but mine is still perfectly fine. I mean, I'm still using it. I'm about halfway through this container of the mask. I leave this on my skin for less than 10 minutes. I do not let this completely dry. It's one of those masks where it will dry very dry on your face, and it actually is kind of difficult to remove. And so I have a really nice soft bamboo washcloth that I use to remove this one. I will basically just run the washcloth under warm water. I apply it to my face to kind of soften the mask up a little bit, and then I very gently remove it with the washcloth. I am left with skin that feels very clean, but not overly tight and dry. Again, I try to avoid that if at all possible, but it does feel nice to pull out a little bit of that excess oil, to pull out some of those impurities from the skin, and it just leaves me feeling refreshed. This is a wonderful mask for oily skin, but if you have dry skin, avoid this like the plague. It's not gonna make your skin happy at all. However, a product that I think pretty much everyone from a dry skin type to an oily skin type can use is this moisturizer. I finished it finally this week. About 3 weeks ago, I took a look and was like, oh my gosh, I am within like a couple weeks of finishing this. Let's do a little push here, finish it, and get it out of the routine. As with body wash, I definitely have multiple moisturizers going at any given time. This is one that I've really enjoyed reaching for, the Peach and Lily Matcha Pudding Antioxidant Cream. Wonderful. Now, do I use this during the day? No, it would be way too heavy for me during the daytime. I prefer lighter layers of moisture from toners, essences, things like that. But I use these more hydrating, thicker moisturizers in the evening every single night. There is not a night that goes by that I do not apply a nice moisturizer from the top of my forehead down to my chest. I just slather it on, really work it into the skin. When I wake up in the morning, man, that makes such a difference. My skin looks supple, it looks soft. I feel like it helps to minimize the look of my pores. Just having that like surge of moisture overnight from the moisturizer just allows me to wake up with softer, nicer looking skin. So if you have oily skin and you're not using a moisturizer, I would highly encourage you to do so. Maybe don't use them during the day. Maybe, you know, approach the more of like the toners and essences for the daytime, and then for the evening, leave those heavier type moisturizers for that time of the day. I mean, who cares what you look like when you're sleeping, right? Like, you might be a little bit more glowy then, but it's totally fine. Love this one, will repurchase it. It has been a lovely experience, has never clogged my pores, and I love it. It's good, good stuff. Very last thing I want to mention is that I was running dangerously low on this. I feel like I don't ever really mention that I use this product, but I've used it for on and off for like a number of years. This is the DRMTLGY Needleless Serum. I love this. Now I am down to probably my last like 3 or 4 uses. Like, I'm all the way down to the bottom here. So a couple days ago, I placed an order to get another one. I love this needleless serum. And listen, right now they're actually having a 25% off sale. I hope it's still happening when this video goes up. It's just automatically applied to your cart, so you don't need to use a discount code or anything like that. If you have ever wanted to try anything from DRMTLGY, now's a good time to buy for sure. This needleless serum has so many great ingredients in it. There are ceramides in here, peptides. Why are you not coming out? Here it is. This one's still sealed up, so I'm gonna wait to open this until I finish that one. But again, you've got glycerin in here, you've got hyaluronic acid, you have your peptides, several different types of peptides, again, ceramides in here, niacinamide, panthenol. This just has a whole host of really great ingredients. I think it helps to contribute to keeping my skin looking as, you know, good as possible. I really love these types of serums, again, for the morning time. Like, this is what I'm talking about in terms of lighter moisture for the morning time. I use this morning and night, but it really does a great job of giving me a nice surge of moisture in the morning, and yeah, just allows all of my skincare to glide on afterwards. I really like DRMTLGY. I think they are a fantastic brand. I really love a lot of their products, and this one here has been, I think, one of their, it was probably one of their first products ever that they developed, and it's fantastic. Absolutely worth checking out. I actually just placed an order for couple more skincare products. So Asterwood Naturals, which is a brand that I originally tested out years ago. I've repurchased their things here and there over the years, but they just came out with a copper peptide serum, so I ordered that. I haven't had a copper peptide serum in a little while, so decided to go ahead and grab that so I could test it out for you. It's quite affordable. Asterwood Naturals is fabulous. I buy their stuff from their Amazon store, so I'll link that down below as well. And then I also picked up another 2-ounce bottle of their Matrixyl and Argireline formula. That is one that I have used multiple times before and really enjoyed. So yeah, more skincare coming. Listen, I like layering it. It's kind of what works for me, but also I don't think everyone should approach skincare the way that I do. I go a little bit overboard probably, but it seems to work for me, and yeah. So there you go. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you are new, subscribe. Why not stick around? Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.